The moment your hero stops being human. We don't fall in love with people. We fall in love with versions of them, versions we create, protect, and worship. Idealization isn't admiration, it's projection, a mirror you mistake for a person. You don't see their flaws, you see your hope. You don't see their limits, you see your longing. You don't see who they are, you see who you need them to be. That's why meeting your hero isn't a dream, it's a disintegration. Because reality doesn't match the myth you spent years constructing. It can't. No human being can survive the weight of someone else's fantasy. And if your chest tightens just now, if a name flashed in your mind, it means your brain recognized the truth. Your hero was never them. They were a story you built to keep yourself together. In stories, when touched, collapse.
Number 10. The first flaw you pretend not to see. Idealization begins with blindness. Not literal blindness, but selective blindness. He noticed a small flaw in his hero, a tone too sharp, a comment too careless, a reaction too human. But instead of acknowledging it, his brain performed the first psychological rewrite. They're tired. They didn't mean it. They're still amazing. This is cognitive cushioning, your mind padding the truth so it doesn't injure your fantasy. The flaw wasn't the problem, the excuse was. Human trigger. You justify flaws in the people you need more than the people you love. Emotion shift. Recognition to unease. You didn't ignore the flaw, you protected the illusion.
Number 9. The pedestal you don't realize you built. Idealization requires architecture, and he built it brick by brick. Every compliment amplified, every achievement magnified, every good moment immortalized. Heroes aren't born, they're engineered by people desperate for guidance, stability, or meaning. The pedestal always feels innocent until you realize something devastating. Pedestals have no railings. Once someone stands on one, they have only two options: stay unreachable or fall. Human trigger. Idols exist to fill the emotional gaps you don't want to face. Emotion shift. Unease to attachment. You didn't admire them, you elevated them to survive yourself.
Number 8. The versions of them you invent. The more you idealize someone, the less you know them. He created versions of his hero that never existed. Kinder, sharper, wiser, more patient, more moral, more everything. This is projection by elevation, your mind borrowing traits you desperately want to find in yourself. Heroes become mirrors, not people, and mirrors always reflect more of you than of them. Human trigger. The qualities you worship reveal what you feel you're missing. Emotion shift. Attachment to vulnerability. You didn't love who they were, you loved who you weren't.
Number 7. The first disappointment that feels like betrayal. Every idol eventually slips. A comment, a contradiction, a moment of weakness, a glimpse of humanity. His hero made one mistake, a harmless one, but it hit him like a blade. Not because the mistake was big, because the pedestal was. He felt betrayed, not by the person, but by the myth. Idealization turns normal disappointment into existential injury. When your hero fails, your identity fractures with them. Human trigger. The deeper the worship, the sharper the rupture. Emotion shift. Vulnerability to panic. They didn't betray you. Your fantasy did.
Number 6. The anger you don't know how to explain.
Disappointment becomes anger when idealization collapses. Not righteous anger, not moral anger, a strange, painful anger towards someone who never promised you anything. He lashed out internally. How could they do this? Why aren't they who I thought? What happened to the person I admired? But the truth was brutal. They didn't change, he did. Human trigger. When heroes fall, your identity falls with them. Emotion shift. Panic to denial. You weren't angry at them, you were angry at the version of yourself that believed in them.
Number 5. The search for evidence you were never wrong. He began hunting for proof that the idealization could be restored. Old interviews, old quotes, old moments that supported his myth. This is nostalgic reinforcement, trying to excavate the version of the hero that once felt real. But every clip felt different now. Every moment looked staged. Every smile seemed rehearsed. You can't unsee the crack once you notice it. Human trigger. You defend your heroes the same way you defend your illusions. Emotion shift. Denial to fragmentation. You didn't want them to be good. You wanted your belief to survive.
Number 4. The collapse of the pedestal. There is a moment when idealization becomes impossible, when all the justification and nostalgia and denial run out of places to hide. He looked at his hero and felt nothing. Not admiration, not anger, just emptiness. This is the pedestal collapsing, not loudly, but quietly, like a structure that was never stable to begin with. Human trigger. Collapse is silent because it happens internally, not externally. Emotion shift. Fragmentation to numbness. The pedestal didn't break. You stopped holding it up. Number 3. The grief no one talks about. Losing a hero feels like losing a person, even though the person still exists. He grieved, not for them, for the version of them that once gave his life direction. Idealization is lost disguised as admiration, and when it dies, you mourn your own innocence. Human trigger. Grief appears whenever identity loses one of its pillars. Emotion shift. Numbness to sadness. You didn't lose them. You lost the part of you that needed them.
Number 2. The truth you tried to avoid. The real reason idealization hurts is because it exposes something you hoped wasn't true. You were never looking for a hero. You were looking for a replacement, for guidance, for certainty, for stability, for permission to believe you are enough. When the hero collapses, so does the illusion that someone else could save you. Human trigger. Idealization ends when responsibility returns to you. Emotion shift. Sadness to awakening. You weren't searching for them, you were searching for yourself through them.
Number 1. The moment you finally meet the real hero. He saw his hero again one day, not on a stage, not on a screen, but as a flawed human being walking among other flawed human beings. No pedestal, no myth, no glow. And strangely, he felt relieved, because once the illusion dies, you can finally meet the person, not the projection. Heroes aren't dangerous because they're imperfect. They're dangerous because you expect perfection. Human trigger? The real hero is the one you stop worshiping. Emotion shift? Awakening to peace. You don't lose your hero when they fall. You gain yourself when you stop kneeling. The hero you must retire.
Somewhere in your life, there is someone you've idealized. Maybe you don't admit it. Maybe you don't realize it. Maybe you've built a version of them so clean, so powerful, so comforting that the truth would ruin you. But idealization always ends the same way, with collapse. Not because heroes fail, but because they were never built to shoulder the weight of your longing. If a name appeared in your mind, if your stomach twisted, if a memory resurfaced, that is the hero you must release. Not to punish them, not to resent them, but to free yourself from the fantasy you built, to avoid facing your own strength. Never meet your heroes, not because they're flawed, but because you deserve to stop needing them. If you're still here, still reading, still breathing differently, your awakening has already begun.